Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the Chamber Vibes podcast. It's just me this morning. This is Foster. The other half of the dynamic duo, Kayla, is actually the guest of the Forest Leads group this morning, so it will just be me. But it's actually not just me, because I'll introduce our very special guest in a minute. Just to go over some of the things that the Bedford Chamber has going on May 19th, which is a Friday, we will be doing a ribbon cutting for the Bedford Community Christmas Station, which we will be celebrating some major renovation that they've had going on over the past 2 years. We are so excited to go there and celebrate them. They are a wonderful nonprofit and community organization. If you don't know about the Christmas Station, the ribbon cutting is a great way to go and find out more. They actually have a full year of programming. They have an Easter Extra where they provide Easter eggs to kids. They do a year-round food pantry. They have many Christmas present donations. And to support these purchases and all these great programs, they actually have a storefront where they sell donated furniture and assorted items. And we will be at that storefront to celebrate them with their ribbon cutting, and they'll actually be having open house afterwards with hors d'oeuvres and tours to show you all their new renovations, and they'll be open for regular shopping as well. So come out and support this great cause. Learn about the Christmas Station. It's really one of my favorite nonprofits in Bedford. Yes, and that will be at 12 p.m. and the open house will stay open till 4 p.m. So come out on May 19th and check it out. We also have our land purchase going on, and I know a lot of you are probably familiar with this so far, but I will gloss over the details. The chamber building that we own at 305 East Main Street is actually a building that was built in 1973. It was kind of an agreement between the town and the chamber. They're like, oh, we should really get a headquarters. And so they just built it and didn't sort out a lot of the details. And so now, X amount of years later, we are purchasing the land, which is a really big purchase, and it's really exciting, especially for the longevity of the chamber. But like I said, it's a big purchase, so we are running a commemorative brick campaign to support those funds, and we are trying to wrap up this campaign by June 1st. And to tell you a little bit about it, if you've ever been to the Wharton Gardens at the Bedford Public Library, they have a really beautiful brick kind of sidewalk area where a bunch of community members and businesses were able to purchase commemorative bricks and install them. And it kind of came together in like a weaving of Bedford. And we're going to be doing kind of a similar thing at our office with the sidewalks. We're going to replace the sidewalks and install the new engraved bricks. And yeah, it'll be a really nice historical community weaving of the chamber. I've really enjoyed getting to talk to the people that have come in and get to know, why they're purchasing a brick, what their connection to the chamber is, whether they be a business or doing it in the memory of a loved one or for themselves. It's been really cool for me. I highly encourage everybody to reach out to us to find out more about this. It's a great opportunity, and yeah, I'm looking forward to see it come together. So yeah, if you'd like to learn more about that or anything else, you're welcome to call the office at 540-586-9401. And one last thing before I get to our guest, we have brought back the Bedford Leads group. It's a pretty new group. For those of you who don't know what a Leads group is, it is a group of professionals who meet kind of in an informal yet somewhat structured fashion to support each other's businesses, get to know each other in a personal and professional way, and exchange leads. So you get to know these other people. Nobody is in the same business category, so there's no competition. And you get to, if you have somebody come up to you and say, oh, I'm really looking to get a mortgage loan, and they say, oh, well, I know this person, and I think that they would be a great asset to you. And that's just how it works. So if you're interested in joining the Bedford Leads group or learning more about it, you're welcome to call us at 540-586-9401. They meet on the first and third Tuesday of every month. And they don't normally meet at CVCC, sometimes the Bedford Library, but they're looking to, maybe do some fun stuff as well. So come to the Bedford Leads group. You can help kind of shape where it goes. Well, now that we've gotten through all those things, I'm happy to introduce our guest, who's not really a guest. If anything, I'm his guest, Woody Watts with Watts Creative Studios. Good morning and welcome.
Well, good morning. You all have a lot going on, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's a good thing, though. It
It's
is.
great. Y'all do a lot for the community.
Yeah, we try to at least.
Yeah.
So, Woody, can you tell us a little bit about your background and about your business?
Oh, wow. So, my business, Watts Creative Studios, I started this, I would say probably when back in 2000, officially back in 2016, 15
wow.
or 16. Yeah. So I've been in business for a little while. And I remember the day I started it, I actually, so I'd picked up a video camera and started doing video production when I worked at the YMCA in Lynchburg. And all right, so let me back up a little bit. I was in communications, worked my way up to the communications director, and we were pushing for our New Year's resolution drive. And I didn't have the budget for a commercial, right? So I thought, well, I know how to work a camera from way back in the day. Let me try to make our commercial. And so I did it and went to summer camp, filmed some kids. It was a lot of fun and put it on TV. Well, the TV station, the cable station said, "Hey, who did your commercial?" And I was like, "Well, I did. Thank you for that." And they was like, "Can we send you some clients on the side? Would you mind?" I was like, "Yeah, I'd love to." So then that was really the start of me doing commercials for individuals, like businesses and stuff. So then fast forward a little bit, I got to the point where I was doing commercials for companies and which I love. Don't get me wrong. We did a lot of car commercials and single commercials, and you would have clients come around every year and you kind of refresh it. But then I was noticing that a lot of the small businesses in the area were, you would spend a lot on commercial and TV, and then they were maybe not capturing the leads they were getting because they didn't have an up-to-date website. They weren't on social media, and they really were struggling in their whole marketing and in marketing for their business. And so I started offering marketing services in addition to video production, and found that, that kind of scratched my itch for the communications part and my production part. So yeah, over the last few years, we've morphed more into like a full service agency where we help with full marketing, media buying, and just kind of make it easy for small businesses that are looking to, hey, we want to advertise, but we have no clue where to start. We don't have a lot of money, and the landscape has changed so much in the last 2 to 3 years for streaming, broadcast, everything. So it's a lot to keep up with if you're focused on just your business and running your business and you're not in the media part of it. It's a lot to keep up with. So we that's our primary thing, Watch Creative Studios. And then of course we have our fun where we broadcast at Grove Street FM, and I have a lot of other fun personal little DBAs that I have a lot of fun with that are kind of crazy when you actually list them out on paper.
Well, I love hearing your origin story. I do genuinely, because like your business now is just amazing. And to hear that you just kind of taught yourself these things and saw a need and just went for it. Like, that's really awesome.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
I remember it was funny because the very first time I picked up a camera, it was at Vacation Bible School, and I was like 14 years old. And the librarian, she was like, "Hey, can you run around and get footage of VBS?" This was back, now listen, this makes me sound really old. You had to record on VHS, and then to edit, you had 2 VCRs where you were playing one and you were hitting record on the other. So then you would edit that way. And then when I wanted to add an audio track, I had to loop in a cassette tape. And then I would record, and then you would loop in music. So that was the Vacation Bible School highlight video was me running around learning how to use a camera. So that was when I was like 14. And then fast forward, out of high school, I didn't go to college or anything, and I was working at a rock quarry, and I just, there's some long labor days there, and God bless everyone that is outside in extreme weather and all that. And I just could not hack it for long. So after a couple of years, I was like, I really liked that camera thing. I think I need to, I think I need to revisit that industry as a career. So, and then I just slowly started getting back into it then. So it's been a fun, like all around. I don't know. I love what I do. I get to create all the time for so many different people. And of course, we have our retainer clients who we've built relationships with and we work with. But then every so often you get this client that calls like, "Hey, so and so told me, hey, can you,
Mhm.
can we do a Bigfoot in a leaky basement commercial?" I was like, "Yeah, absolutely, we can do that." And then another one
Is
was,
that an actual example?
yeah, that's actually them.
Oh my god.
That's in my portfolio. And then another one was a UFO, like picking up a new pickup for the Ram place, the Dodge Ram,
Oh
and
yeah.
picking up the truck, stealing the truck, and then it's always funny because like when I say these productions, right? They are like local micro budget. Like I do not want people. I am not under the impression that I'm some director, right? We're just out there having fun. So, and everyone in the commercials are usually like the guy that stars in most of them is my neighbor who we
Please.
literally share a driveway. His name is Jeremy, and my father. So it's like in every commercial you end up seeing like Jeremy and my dad, and like most of the time it's my dad in the Bigfoot costume. So it's like they're just fun. I was so back in the day, like when I picked up the camera, I want to do art, which occasionally it
Mhm.
strikes me, right? Like I want to do something emotional. And then it's like over the last few years, I'm just like, I just want fun. I want to have fun. I
That's
want I
awesome.
want the when the commercial comes on for people to instantly they're either love it or hate it. Like it doesn't like they're whatever.
That's
It's going to be 50-50, but
that's what we need though, because honestly, some of these commercials, especially like the streaming commercials on
yes.
Hulu and stuff,
Yes.
they're so bad.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there in mortification from the
Yep.
secondhand embarrassment of like these weird commercials.
Yeah.
So fun sells.
Fun
And that's what everybody needs.
and you are and you know this because you're in marketing. You're literally bombarded with so many ads now.
Yeah.
Like, and so you have to stand out. And as much, yes, of course, the business has a core message that they want to get out, and they have a brand that they want, they
Mhm.
identify with. But really, in a local market, and specifically this market, which is its own different animal,
Yeah.
um, it you have to stand out. And
Mhm.
and usually the way you stand out is either yelling at the TV, or you throw in a goofy character, or you have something that is just out there so that when all these commercials are going, it just makes a person pause for a second.
Mhm.
It's like, oh, okay, yeah, that. And then just it freezes in their brain. So, and Bigfoot usually does that, I have to say. Bigfoot, aliens, or ghosts. It usually makes people stop.
I wish that people could see my face as you're like saying some of these things. I mean, these are how most of our conversations go, Woody. I'm just
Yes.
blown away by some of your
It's either
experiences.
about otters or paranormal or Bigfoot. That's usually the conversations.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
going to rein it in a little bit.
Okay.
So, you're a full service marketing business.
Hmm.
You've talked about your commercials and you've talked about, well, obviously you do podcasts
Yes.
and
Yeah.
you've said a little bit about Grove Street FM,
Hmm.
but I want to know a little bit more about the full service.
Okay.
What are some other projects that you've done? What do you offer? And I want to know more about Grove Street FM. So talk to me a little bit more
Okay.
about that.
Grove Street FM technically started a few years ago. It wasn't called that at all.
Mhm.
But honestly, I was looking from a creative standpoint. I was doing a lot of commercials, and I wanted just something to do that was easy, that no one could critique.
Mhm.
Because when you do production for everyone else, you love working for other people. But
But
like
you
if
open yourself up in
yeah,
that way.
and you're a creative person, you like to create, and then
Mhm.
and then you send off a link, and you have, well, can we change this? After a while, as an artist, you're like, oh, I need to do something for me, and so I was going through that period, and my wife was like, you should do a podcast, and I was like, I don't, what is this? What I don't listen to podcasts. I'd
Yeah.
heard one that was like Stone Cold Steve Austin. And I listened to
Oh
him.
my gosh.
And he was interviewed. I was like, I don't want to interview anybody, right? And this was years ago. Years ago, she's like, no, like a true crime. There's this one, and then she was hooked at the time on Up and Vanished from Peyton
Mhm.
Lindsay, and
Yeah.
she was like, you should do one like him, because he was a video guy and he just wanted something to do about a local case, and it sounded easy for him to do. And so I literally Googled Payne Lindsay, Up and Vanished, what equipment he used and all that. And he was a video guy that kind of same boat I was. So I found a picture of the recorder he used in an interview, and I went to Amazon, bought that. And then I started looking up cases that happened in our area, that I could
Yeah.
interview, that I wouldn't take long to travel. I could go to, and the Route 29 stalker case that happened in the late 90s, mid 90s. kept popping up. I was like, that'd be interesting for me to do. Let me do that one. Let's kind of, the format of the podcast was my very first one. Let's just, I don't know, let's start interviewing people. People find out information. And this is an old cold case, right? It has not been solved, and there's a whole lot of stuff in it. So that's literally how it started. I started just calling people. And I even, to the point, like, we were riding through Culpeper every weekend, which is where it happened.
Yeah.
And we were knocking on doors. Like, it was the craziest, most silly. Like, if I look back now and I'm like, what was I like? What was I thinking? I had a recorder, and I'm like, I'm not a journalist. I don't know. I don't know
You don't have any credentials. You're just
no,
knock on these people's
I'm
doors.
just asking. Hey, do you remember this like murder case that happened like 20 years ago? And I started like, no expectations. I just wanted to make something like, just that, again, that was me.
Something creative. Something cool.
Creative. So I put it out there, and it was funny. Like, after about 6 months, all of a sudden, I really didn't check the downloads a lot, right? Like, I would do an episode, and as soon as I would find out information, I would put out more, and people kind of went along the journey with me, even though some of this information has been out there for a while. And then, sure enough, all of a sudden I start checking, and it's like way up in the Apple charts. We were up in the top of the charts. I was getting emails. I was getting phone. We set up a number. I was literally getting tips every day. And it was like, oh my gosh, what have I done? Like,
That's
what?
amazing.
I am not qualified for this. Like, this is not, this is awesome. And then,
in the face of success, panicking.
I was like, oh no. Oh gosh, what I do? And, yes, it was really an awesome experience. It was an overwhelming experience because it is true crime, and you have to I have a new respect for officers, detectives, and everything that goes into these things that are not solved, or investigations. And that was my first podcast. And then after that, I was like, I really like that, but I don't know that I want to live in the true crime world for long, because it just keeps you up at night. It kept me up at night.
Yeah.
And then I just started doing it for other people too. And then it slowly kind of morphed in, well, I will need a studio space. Yeah, let's do that. And then it goes to, we want to broadcast live some of the shows. We like the radio format. So we make an app and call it Grove Street FM. And then all of a sudden you go from, doing a true crime podcast with a recorder to a studio where you do like 14 podcasts and then Grove Street FM. And then slowly introduce a mascot that I love, because I love Disney. And it's like, well, now I got a cartoon character and I got books, and everything snowballs really quick. You could see how it starts with a cold case and ends up like, I have otters on the wall now. It's such a weird like journey, but it's fun. It's an awesome, I don't know, I love it. I love podcasting, and I love telling stories, and podcasting for me it's a very intimate form of marketing and storytelling.
It is,
because you're intentional. Like, you have to subscribe, you have to go find it, you have to listen. It's not on the radio passing by, it's not on TV. It's something you have in your ears that you normally, or you're not listening to as a group, so it's like, for me, podcasting is like that. Like, and there's no worry about lighting, video, composition. There's not a whole lot of opinions. I mean, people obviously, that some love the podcast, some hate it. That's fine. But like, it's just an easy, like, I want to tell a story. Let me do this. And then you get to meet wonderful people. Like, in the interviews with the stalker stuff. I mean, I met some amazing people there, and on these other podcasts, so you just meet all these stories, small business owners, but then people that have very emotional stories, and they're sharing it with you. So it's wonderful. Honestly, I love how Grove Street FM has kind of morphed from that, and is a hybrid now. It's like it's not a radio station, but it's like a podcast streaming station with other stuff too. So it's, who knows where to go though. I have no plan. I'm just having fun. So
that's what's awesome about this, is that you started at the rock quarry, now you're here.
Yeah.
Like, literally. But people just love what you do, and like, that's kind of your story, is like, this is like this building, like, people don't often, like, when people come in for our interviews, I always ask, like, have you been here before? Have you passed by it before? They have no idea that it's here. But when we're here, it's like its own little community. Yeah. Everybody that comes in here is like instantly in love with what you do and appreciates it.
Oh, that's so nice to hear.
No, it's not even nice. Like, really, it's not.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not trying to compliment you. What you do is admirable.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Of course. I also just want to plug that all these like images of Grover, who's your mascot.
Yeah.
Like, I did not know that Woody made all of these things himself. Like, Grover is just so adorable.
Oh,
He has
thank you.
plushes of him. He's on all of like the marketing materials. And you taught yourself how to make him, like how to do like the illustration. You can do
Yeah.
animation.
Yeah.
Is
I
that-
get bored late at night and I can't shut it off. And typically I like, you know, of course there's some things that time are so time consuming you have to outsource. But for me, like I get to the point where like I sometimes I'm too quick and I like to get stuff like
Mhm.
well, if I have to hand it off to somebody, that's going to take this long. Well, listen, I'm just going to write my own book. Okay, I'm just going to do this. Or like I want to do a commercial with him. It's like, oh, I have to. It would just be easier if I animated it. So let me learn how to animate. Like so
Who
it.
says that? Who says, let me just learn how to animate real quick?
It keeps my mind like just I don't know. Like I get in these moods and again like it's so fun because we were talking before the show and I should get an A+ for picking a studio within 20 feet of the train tracks too, right?
Yep.
Thank y'all. Yeah. Well, like with like Grover, we were talking before that I'm really an introvert that is just like a computer guy that loves being behind the camera.
Mm-hmm.
But like in order to shut my brain off, I have to go to chaotic places.
Yeah.
Like Disney World, right? Like, and we go there often because that's really one of the only places where I can just kind of shut my brain off, which is odd to say, I know. But I get so inspired there because of Walt's story, where that's a whole nother podcast. But like just identifying with the character so much that it's not real. I'm not like a delusional Disney adult, but like I know it's not real, but I'm connected. And like so that's why I kept wanting that connection here in some little form. And I just love Walt's story. And so it's like I wanted to learn how to do that so that I could control Grover's journey, I guess. I guess that's the way to say it. So that I could kind of like, if I wanted him to go here or look this way or this way. And again, there's some things where like I want to try an animation or try something, and I'm like, hey, well, let me hire this person to do it, and then I'll look at what they do and then see the interpretation. Because again, I like seeing what other people come up with. So there's like artists out there where I have literally sent Grover to and like, hey, I would love to see your style. Can you do it? And they're like, any outline? I'm like, nah, just go. Like, that's it. I'm really the easiest person to work with this stuff. So it's fun. It's just fun to learn too. And to bring it back to the marketing, all the stuff I learned with this, I kind of bring it back and I can then do it for my clients. Like we needed an app for the radio station for Grove Street. And I taught myself how to build an app. So then it was like, well, then now I can build it for clients. And then I'm building apps for clients.
Really?
And the same, so it's like, it's all, and then like when someone needs a mascot, like Porterhouse Barbecue, there's a couple other people in town that have mascots now. That was come from that. It's like, oh, well, let me teach myself how to do this. So then I can kind of like have a template, and I'm not learning on their dollar. Like I'm not learning how to do something with them paying their hard-earned money. I'm learning on mine and having fun, and then I can kind of use those skills later.
That's amazing. I was wondering if you had like a philosophy or anything like that you use to motivate yourself. I really think you're just that type of person, frankly. But it's cool to hear that. Like I like talking through these things with you.
Well, it's all over the board. That's why it's so hard when people ask you like, well, what do you do? And then I rattle off a couple things, but they're all kind of in the same bubble. Really. I mean, everything, you hate to say everything's marketing, which it's not. I mean, I have a passion for Grover and the stories and stuff, but in the end, like you're putting stuff out there and you hope people respond. And it's like, I don't want small businesses, because I'm a small business. I don't want them paying for services while I'm learning on the job. And then I really am blessed because I get the benefit of learning, having fun, and then making money off of what I've learned and have fun doing. So it's really just a fantastic circle that I hope never breaks. But I'm extremely blessed.
So just to ask you some final questions.
Yeah.
Are you always taking new clients?
For production, I've slowed down a lot. And I prefer to help people with their marketing strategies now.
Yeah.
because I selfishly, if we do a commercial, and there are some established businesses who need no help, they just want my production and we know each other and it's wonderful. But there are other ones where it's like, I want them to get results. And in order to ensure they get results, I hate to be controlling, but sometimes I just need to have my hands on all the little stuff just to see, like,
there's so many different things.
It is. Like, if your website's not, like, it doesn't work on mobile or what, just is not user friendly, then you can spend $10,000 a month on TV and drive people to your site and you're not capturing them. So it's like I like to consult and have an eye on all of it for people, so that if they come to me and they're like, hey, well, we need help with this, I need like a website. It's like, all right, so what's the purpose of the website?
Yeah.
Like, or when they come, I want a commercial, how much do you charge? So what are your plans for it? Like, so I really try to
get to know what they need.
Exactly.
Be thorough about it.
Yes. So we take on new clients. We've kind of, I hate to say we're selective, and that's not in any way.
You're just busy.
Yeah. It's just, we're busy. And we really want to try and cater to your needs. So, and if we're out here doing stuff for 100 different clients, we get so spread out, and be creative for you, so that you're not getting the little chunk of like the creative brain. You're getting a good rested, like me coming back from a Disney trip, like energetic brain, so
yeah, you're like me. I'm not supposed to cuss on camera, but I hate half-assing things.
Yes, exactly.
It sucks.
I can't. I
want to do a good job always.
It keeps me up at night, and I really mean that. It keeps me up at night, and I am always thinking about the client's needs. Like, did I do enough? Are we running this enough? What can I do to do? And so it's like, if you're wondering, like, do you just collect a check? No, absolutely not. Sleep is lost, because I am so like, oh, what can we do to make this better? And then with my own stuff too, but like, clients are writing me a check every month. It's like, I like to earn it. I don't like to just cash it and move on. Like, I really want to make sure everybody's happy. And usually, to make sure that happens, is you have to, I like to look at all the aspects, but if people have a crazy idea and they're like, nobody will do it, just call me. Usually you can persuade me fairly quickly. Like, if it's a crazy idea, I'm usually up for anything.
Well, if people do want to get in contact with you, what's the best way to do so?
The best way, the hub, is wattscreativestudios.com. There you can kind of see, it's important too for video production to see the vibe of the video company.
Yeah.
Like, because not all production companies like do the same styles. And I try to be really upfront with people when they come to me. Like, yes, we can do talking head videos, but it's like, I want you to see the commercials I do first, so that I'm a good fit. And if I'm not a good fit, that is fantastic. Like, no hard feelings. So go to Watts Creative Studios and you can see an example, and we have a contact form, phone number, and so just, that's the easiest route.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Woody.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me at your studio. We will definitely have to do this again sometime.
Absolutely.
But I really appreciate it. And yeah, if you guys want to get in contact with Woody, go to his website. If you want any information about the chamber, you can go to our website, which is bedfordareachamber.com. Also, just to plug my website updates, I'm revamping our website. It has been a long process. Because as Woody said, everything is connected. So it has to be thorough before I launch it. But I'm aiming to get it up and running June 1st. So when June 1st comes and you guys are like surfing the web, please go to bedfordareachamber.com. It is going to look so beautiful. But yes, if you guys want to know more about the chamber or what we do, go to our website, or you can give us a call at 540-586-9401. All right. Thank you guys for listening, and keep an eye out for the next Chamber Vibes podcast.